Hi, and welcome to this new stage of the Ruby Basics course of Race Karate. This stage is called Ruby Blocks. Blocks is one of the key concepts you need to understand for master Ruby on Rails. Blocks is one of the most powerful features of the Ruby language, and it's very used when you are making web applications using Ruby on Rails. So let's get started. I already created a new folder called blocks and a file blocks-1.rb. Let's open it and let's make our first approach to Ruby blocks. First, I'm going to create a function called say something. Well, actually we don't need this. So what I'm gonna do is to put hello world, and here in the arguments of the block of the method we need we actually don't need, but we can ask a block as an argument for a method. So we do it by typing this symbol and the name of the block. I'm going to name it some block. That's it. And when you want to call it, you just call the function, and you have to send the block as an argument to the method. So we can do it using curly braces, or we can make do and end keywords. That is the same, but both have a slightly difference, and it's that curly braces has a little bit more priority for the Ruby interpreter, but we are going to get in depth about that topic later. So far let's just let this empty and let's run it using the Ruby interpreter. blocks1, and as you can see it just printed. It didn't do anything with our block because we're not doing anything. So what happened if I add some kind of code here, like for example put something is okay. So what happened when I run it again? And as you can see, this piece of code was not printed, and you may ask why if we are making it happen inside of the block. It's because we need to call it inside of the method. We just call the sum block, and then we need to call it inside of the method. So we receive the block and call it, and what's gonna happen is that both text puts and this one here, both puts are going to be printed. This one after the hello world. So let's see what happened. And as you can see, it was printed. Now let's see some useful methods for work with blocks. So first of all, in case of our block is optional, we can call the block given function. So we can say if block given, call the block, else puts block was not given, and close the if statement. Let's see what happened when we call it, and we still are printing because a block was given. But what happened if I delete the block declaration here in the method? We shall see that block was not given text instead. Yes, we did. Block was not given. That's okay. So now let's play a little bit with it. I'm going to do the following. Here inside, I'm going to assign this to a variable called product equals to the block. So I assign the block call to a variable, and then I print you want to buy to buy the entered product. So here inside of our block call, we can make this with the do and end keywords, because it's better if you are going to make multiple lines inside of the block. So what I'm gonna do here is the following. I'm going to ask for a product. So let's say print, do you want to buy? And then we're going to make a get champ. Let's see how it works. We should get what we enter back and assign to the product and make a put here. So let's run it. Let's see what happened here. Okay, what do you want to buy? I'm going to buy milk. That's great. So it says you entered that you want to buy milk, and that's exactly what we did, but let's add some just for make it smooth. Okay, so as you can see, we can directly assign the block count to a variable and then use that variable as a normal variable. In Ruby, we have some sort of special blocks that we will use, especially when talking about rescuing errors. Let me show you. We can manually raise an error using the raise keyword. So what we did here was to raise an error from the block, to manually raise an error, and apply the rescue block. This rescue block needs some statement inside, and if any error is raised inside of this function, we will execute this code. So here I could execute it. So it asks me to enter a product. I enter a product, how we raised an error. So it just jump over the put statement and goes to the rescue block. And if we just delete the raise, you will see that this block is going to be ignored, since we are not getting any exceptions or errors inside of the method. Okay, you enter you want to buy milk, and that's it. This is the basics of working with blocks, so you know how to create them, how to ask them as an argument of a method, how to call them, and you learned one of the most used special blocks, that is rescue, and we are learning more and more while we create our programs, and in this stage we are going to learn about other blocks. As always, don't forget to follow me on Bastian Belandi on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter too as Raise Karate. As always, keep an eye on raisekarate.com, where you will find the transcript of this video, and of course, thanks for subscribing to our channel. The next video we are going to talk about a special block or special functionality that also is special of Ruby, called yield. So this yield is very used too inside of our Ruby on Rails, so we are going to learn all about it and how to use it. See you next lesson.